Avernum, a nation underground, a subterranean land spreading through a multitude of deep, dark caverns and tunnels. Once the prison for the empire that rules the surface, it has ascended to a underdream of levels of size and wealth. Now that the empire and Avernum are at peace after years of conflict, multitude of adventurers, miners, and wealth seekers have rushed to the underground looking for gold, crystals, and natural sources of magical power. Everyone enters and leaves Avernum through a single magical portal, desperately overtaxed by those seeking freedom of their fortune and their fortune. But the years of prosperity have not lasted. A new devastating threat has appeared. Nobody predicted it. No, not nobody human anyway. The blight first appeared on the rich mushroom crops of the eastern gallery. Nobody knows where it came from. Was it created? Did it just appear? Everyone has a theory. What everyone agrees upon is that the blight spreads quickly, destroying the mushrooms in one cavern after another. The mushrooms that fed the new multitudes of Avernets and their beasts of burden. It took time for panic to set in. When it finally took hold, it struck with a vengeance. Then, sensing weakness, the savage lizard people, the Slitherki of the northern reaches, emerged from their low tunnels. Most Slitherki are calm, civilized creatures, allies of Avernum. The northern tribes, however, led by a trio of deadly, cunning warlords, immediately gained ground against the disorganized foe. The Avernum showed little interest in fighting for a land where they could only starve. Instead, they fled. Every day, the great portal carries refugees from the caverns to the surface and brings back rations for those who remain. Soon, the population of Avernum will be low enough to survive the foods that remains. But will those that remain be strong enough to survive the assaults of the Slifsaki? In the end, the only thing that separates Avernum from chaos, starvation, or invasion is a dwindling army of brave souls, warriors like you. Not that you ever actually get to fight or do anything heroic. After you volunteered for the army and completed your training, you were assigned to the castle food depot and left to gather dust. Under the harsh gaze of Sergeant Nickel, you have kept the dwindling food supplies at the depot safe from rats, looters, and your terrified fellow Avernets. As the war rages, you spend your days in tedium. This morning, you wake up to shouts of Sergeant Nickel, who surely has a new day of tedium planned for you. Though, today, your military career is about to take an unexpected turn. Welcome to Avern 6. This is the first fortress and a tutorial to help you get started. First, you need to learn how to move around. Click on the spot on the ground. You start to walk around and attempt to keep circulation moving again. It isn't easy. The constant icky draft from the air from the nearby chasm filled life with misery. But this was the only chamber with room for you. You wish for the thousandth time that you're living in one of the warmer barracks upstairs. Alas, you are at the bottom of the ladder at the food depot, a fact that the soldiers upstairs never let you forget. Another draft hits you, making you shudder. The cavern at Avernum tends to be either too cold or too hot and choked with sulfurous vapor. Well, the sooner you get to work, the sooner you can get out of here. You are already wearing armor. Your blades will wait to do this. East is down to the right. You can hold the tab key down to see the directions behind you. Walk down the corridor and find somewhere to go. Your blades are sitting here where you left them. Crude weapons, dented by years of use, but it could be worse. In the early days of Avernum, the prisoners wielded spears tipped with sharpened stone. It's a miracle that anyone survived. Time to ready some blades and see what unpleasant job Sergeant Nickel has in store for you. You imagine you can hear his boots tapping impatiently on the stone, waiting for you to move. Okay. The weapon, despite its age, held cushion, feels comfortable in your hand. At the very least, you should be able to handle any of the tedious tasks you're likely to be given at the Castle Food Depot. There are additional supplies waiting for you in the cabinets by the north wall. You'd probably be better collect them before you move on. Click on the wooded cabinet to open it and see what's inside. You hear angry shouting coming from beyond the storeroom door. Sergeant Nickel is probably bellowing for you to come out. The day is off to a perfectly normal start. 30 Nickel is sitting at his desk waiting for you. He is a lifer in the Avernum army, born and raised underground. He is deathly pale, and like everyone who spent a lifetime down here, he prefers sleeping in the chair. He has been your superior officer in training during your years in the army. Almost every order, reprimand, and rare bit of encouragement has come from him. But today, something is different. He slowly raises from his desk. Ah, you're finally up. It's good to see you. It is an eventful day. And then he responds, no, it's not a trick of the light. He answers, smiling. You are now in a conversation. Select a response or type the number by to say the answer. Later, the conversation with the character goes on. And then there's the end. Indeed, you didn't think a full year here would go unnoticed. I have written your hints in the note, but I am not unsentimental, even in my advanced age. Yes, this would be a good day for you. It's really that day already. The days turn into a blur here, don't they? Nothing but tedium. He shakes his head nervously. But it's better than the alternative. Better than what's happening out there. How's it a good day? First, I want you to know that although your posting here has been coming to an end, I have asked Lieutenant Halen to help you here indefinitely. You can assist me in running the depot, safe from chaos. You feel dizzy. You join the army to become a hero, to fight for Avernum. And Nichols making stay prisoner in the pit, hunting rats, and keeping the mob from sacks of moldy meal. If you wanted safety, you would have some better. I appreciate what you did, I suppose. Nichols nods, and for a moment he looks very sad. He shakes it off quickly and says, I know this might be a little disappointing. You still have a dream adventure and all that. When you get older, I think you. Ah, I am rambling. I decided to protect you. Doesn't matter. What's done is done. I have a second bit of news for you. You're protecting me? You haven't seen the campaigns I have. How ugly it was get down. Once he shakes his head. You have spent much of the last year here. Only a little time on me. Not much news have reached you. Of the campaign in the north, of the uprising, of things that are kept quiet as long as possible. Just know that being in this pit, as much as you hate it, isn't the best option. What is the next bit of news? That I think you could be trusted with a little bit of independence. Do things on your own. Show a little initiative. This doesn't sound. Go on. Well, for the last year, I've been holding your hand, fighting with you, telling you when to use magic, helping you dispose of the mobs. Now, at least, I think you can stand on your own, and not a moment too soon. I need a little something. Nothing spectacular. More rats. You pointed to the south. I found a fresh spoon just an hour ago. Heard that the beggars too probably came from the chasm. There's no food in the caverns now, so they'll be hungry. That'll make it easier for you to lure them out once they smell you. He chuckles. Let me get more supplies. He snorts. You're sarcastic, critical, for rats. What would you like? Potion of invisibility? You want death? Perhaps I should find you the demon slayer for you. You need. You tell him that no, that probably won't be necessary. You won't be coming with me? Of course not. It's time for you to stand on your own 2 feet. And your tail, I suppose. Alright, I'll hunt down the rats. He nods, and I catch up to my requisition films. Come back when they're dead. You have just received a quest, the first of many. The goal of the quest is marked with a star on it. Go hunt for it. The mark will be removed when the quest is completed, and you receiver. Conversation ends. Sergeant Nichols says, "So they're all over those." He stops. Rats are still going to get hunted. Most Avernum is dimly lit by green, luminescent fungus that hangs from the ceiling of the caverns. Created by wizards when Avernum first settled, the stuff makes life in the world. However, very little of it gets down into the low tunnels like these. That's why there are some monks on the table here. You want to get one. To use a lamp, look at the inventory and get the lamp. To use an item, or like press the sunburst icon next to it. Stone server. Mages of Patrick Tower sent the depot 3 stone server to haul around supplies and water. Unfortunately, without their solution to guide them, they were clumsy and confused and tend to do more harm than good. They are currently being stored down here, where they can't break anything. The sign says deep storage. Tread your way through boxes and shelves, which once stored food and supplies. No, people are eating the food faster than it is brought from the surface. And you know how that story will end. Sorry, Nicole was right. There are rats down here. You see droppings and the fresh tracks in the light layer of the mold on the stone. It doesn't take too long to find the rats. Nicole is right about another thing. The moment they smell fresh meat, the vicious, furry beasts pour out of their hiding places. You're about to enter combat mode. In combat mode, characters will act on one time. To attack an enemy, click on it. Once the rats are dead, you will learn how to Another rat climbs out of the chest. It is far larger than the others. A huge, hideous beast. Its skin is covered with patches of fungus, and a white froth dots of the corners of its mouth. Its eye shows traces of feral intelligence. You doubt Sergeant Nicholas knew anything like this beast was down here. If you live, it might want you.